Yes, that's me. Yes, yeah. I wanted to ask you a little bit about when you're doing tape on Chicago. You know, they had so many changes that a lot of people didn't know what to expect from them, and they kind of got out to a fast start. So, what has caught your eye about them as you guys, studied up for them before this game?
For me personally, I mean, we kind of went over our game plan for them, but I think protecting the paint is a big thing. Knowing that majority of their scorers, they are in high volume when it comes to getting to the rack and mid-range shots.
I want to ask you specifically about Elizabeth, because you played with her last
Yeah,
year.
Lovey.
What is she doing so well right now?
I mean, being who she is, I mean, he does the simple thing. She boxes out, she crashes the glass, and she tries to get the touches around the rim.
And one last one for me, and for both of you. Obviously, the perimeter shooting has gotten off to a slow start. It's only 3 games, very small sample size. I'm just curious overall, how do you guys kind of get that? Is that just, hey, we've just been off a little bit for a couple games, or is there something that you guys think? Is there something that you guys can do to kind of facilitate an uptick in that area?
I think when it comes down to shooting, most shooters are your rhythm shooters. So for us, I think it's more of just timing and getting used to one another offensively, knowing where shots are going to come from, who's it coming from, the timing of it, blah, 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 all the things. I have no concerns about how we're shooting the ball right now. I hope we shoot the ball more. I think that's an easy way to get out of slumping a little bit, is just keep shooting and trust the work that you've put in. And I think it's just a matter of just offensive rhythm, and that'll help know where we're going to get our shots and spots and all the things.
Quick and easy. Appreciate it,
John.
Hey, Ariel. Hey, Kristi.
Hello.
Just want to ask you both, I know you've been around Elena for so many years, and you were obviously her teammate last year. She came back from the back injury, but just curious, what it means to you, not just to see her out there consistently, but she just played 3 games in 5 days and dropped 27 points in the last one. So like to come back from what she came back from and be at this level, like what does that mean to you, or how does that feel to see that?
It feels really good because obviously I had an off season with her this off season, and to watch somebody come in and consistently put in the work, put in the hours, and to be locked in to not only devote herself to this team, but to making sure that she was healthy in all the right ways. So it feels good, obviously, for the basketball player, but I always say, like, I'm more so happy for her as a person, because coming back from something like that is not easy. And to come back better than what she was before, like, who does that, So I'm just happy for her.
And then for either of you, I asked Kira about this morning, but curious, your reactions to seeing her dunk in that video that is like all over my socials.
Do it in a game.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll try to throw a hoop to her. She might catch it.
I ain't throwing it.
Yeah.
Last thing for me, Kristi, just curious your thoughts coming back into this group and now having Toya as a coach on the staff. What's that been like for you, and what are your thoughts on Coach Toya?
Oh, it's fun. I've missed, obviously Toya is a teammate. She was a great teammate. But as a coach, it's fun to come back and watch her in a new position and thriving just like as she was as a player. Very knowledgeable, knows how to break things down. It's a good teacher and how she explains things, and she does most of the defense. So just defensive coverage wise, she knows her stuff. But she's still the same funny, sarcastic, great humor, quality person, human. And so it's really fun to be back. Sadly not playing with her anymore, but to be coached by her, it's special. It's really fun.
What's the number one thing she gets on you about?
On me?
Yeah, on you.
Toya doesn't really get on me. I mean, I feel like she would probably get on me if I had to like dance in front of the team or like something like that, because I can't. she would pick me out on that. But defensively, she knows I can't guard anybody, so I hear that every day anyway.
All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
There's no more questions. That's it. Thank you.
Person question.
Um, New look, Chicago team, clearly from what they've been the last couple of years, but having a lot of success early. When you sat down and did your review, what stood out about this new look Sky team?
I mean, they play really hard. They got a lot of people who can score. All their guards are scorers, and their posts are playing really well. Like I don't know if you would classify their posts as their top scorers, but they're all being productive and finishing well and making plays, and they keep a pretty good guard rotation out there at all times. I mean, you get to lineups with Gardner and Kyle on the wings. That's a lot of size. It's a lot of athleticism. Courtney, Mabry, Dana Evans, my girl Robin Parks from my VCU days. It's a group that, you know, somebody asked me yesterday about them rebuilding. I'm like, I don't think they think they're rebuilding. They think they're a good team now. And so far they're very right.
What? You know Elizabeth really well. What has she done, or what have you seen her do to kind of kick things up even another notch than maybe recent years?
Yeah, she's moving well. She's finishing well. She always defends well. And I think she's kind of in an offense that that she's getting to do the things she does. She's getting to touch it on the block. She's rolling hard. They're sharing the ball. I mean, all the reasons that we liked her a year ago, we got priced out of her this year, quite frankly. Like that's what it was. We didn't have any complaints with how she played for us. So she just looks good, like her best self.
And one more, gotta ask about shooting, because that's what I do. You know, still, I know it's a small sample size,
Yeah.
but are you guys doing something but is there a way
I know what you mean.
to get preferred looks, or again, is it just a time thing where you're waiting and your shots will eventually start to fall?
It's both. I mean, I think we looked at the tape back and we missed some wide open ones, like the ball. We get double the ball swings and finds a good shooter in the corner. We're going to make those shots. At the same time, some of shooting and confidence in shooting comes from feeling like you know where your shots are coming from. And so the bigger issue for us as coaches is to work out, you know, where can we put our players in positions where they feel like they understand when the ball is going to get moved to them. How do we screen better for our shooters? And, you know, we've had one practice day, so you're trying to clean a few things. One practice and a shoot around since we played last. But we tried to simplify a couple things and put in a couple actions to help our wings in particular. So hopefully we see some, we're not going to look completely different tonight, but hopefully we see a few improvements and hopefully make some open ones. Yep.
So with Elizabeth, she is a player you know so well.
Mhm.
So how do you prepare when she also knows you guys so well?
Yeah, I don't think we have to do anything. I mean, Shakira played her against her every day in practice last year. I would imagine they know each other. I would say that's probably a wash in terms of knowledge of each other. They both have an advantage or disadvantage, however you look at it. But you know, we just know the things she does well. We you know, you can't just go right into her length when she's on defense, and you got to take away her one or two things she does best offensively. We can't let her roll behind us and get easy dump off passes from their guards. That's probably the biggest thing. And you got to block her out all the time. If you don't block her out, she's going to end a game with 4 or 5 offensive boards, and we can't be in that position.
We'll go to Zoom. Jen?
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Jen.
Just to get real simple, for you guys to leave Chicago with a win, what's one thing you have to do and one thing you can't do?
We have to close down the paint better than we did against Connecticut the other night, because if we leave gaps, they will go right through them. We have to do a better job. What was how did you phrase it? That was the thing we had to do. The thing we can't do, foul them and give them second shots.
I like it.
And turn us.
And then, you know, you've talked before about protecting home court. What kind of mentality do you want the team to have on the road?
I think you just have to attack the same way you do at home, to get in and communicate better defensively, talk louder, talk earlier, but just stay on the front foot. And, you know, you can't wait for the game to come to you as much on the road. You got to go try to jump on it from the start.
last thing for me, any new dunk plays for Kira in the playbook?
No,
Oh, I don't
Listen.
believe you with that face.
any plays for dunks? No, now that, I mean, she's willing to, on a breakaway or whatever, she's willing to try. That's on her. My perspective, need those points.
Thank you.
Yep.